Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carey Anderson with Dade County, and I want to thank you for joining us today on the Dade County Weekly Update. Remember, you can type your questions in the comment section of Facebook during the live update. If you don't want to ask your questions in the live broadcast, you can always email us at info@dadecounty-ga.gov. Thank you so much for coming to the right place for the right information. For those of you who have friends who don't have Facebook, we are also live streaming these updates on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, so make sure to mention that to your friends and family members who live in Dade County so they too can watch these updates. Today, we'll be hearing from Alex Case, the Director of Dade County Emergency Management, and Ted Rumley, Dade County Executive. I do want to remind you that we will be closed tomorrow for New Year's Day. We will reopen Monday for our regular hours. Also, there's a scheduled outage for motor vehicle services that starts today at 7 o'clock and it lasts through January the 3rd. So that scheduled system outage is happening now, so just be mindful of that. Also, the 2022 Department of Driver Services schedule can be found online at dadecounty-ga.gov. That's the 2022 schedule. They're here twice a month, so you can see those dates. Of course, the first time they'll be here is this in 2022 is January 10th. They'll be here January 10th and 24th, February 7th and 21st, March 7th and 21st, and then you can see the rest of that schedule online at dadecounty-ga.gov. The county is hiring currently. We are hiring for jail officer positions, and we are also hiring for a custodial crew member. So if you know anyone interested in those jobs, they can go to dadecounty-ga.gov and check those out. Next, we'll be hearing from our EMA Director, Alex Case.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had a very blessed and Merry Christmas with your family and friends. Time is flying by with us, and here we are upon our New Year's. Dade County 911 is also hiring positions, and we'll be working to help be that first person that helps our public and our taxpayers when they call for help. Our 911 center is a 24/7, 365. We run 12-hour shifts, and starting rate of pay is between $13 and $14 based on some experience, and we try to move you up just as quick as possible based on training and segments throughout our system. It's a very important part of our services that we provide, and getting help to someone that we work on and we strive hard and train to is when that 911 phone rings and someone asks for help, we're dispatching an officer, an ambulance, or a fire department within 60 seconds and less. That's the goal. Then we can continue to ask seconds. So if you're interested, please look at that. You come to dadecounty-ga.gov, and we have that online application, or you can swing by our office or the commission office and pick up an application. One of the next things we got, we are moving forward with a lot of our storm shelters. We have 3 of these buildings being built from a hazard mitigation grant that we applied for in 2016. We were awarded late 2019, and we're actually getting under construction of them. One of them is going to be located at the Dade County Sports Complex, kind of adjacent across from the senior building as you turn into what we call the football fields and the soccer fields. They'll be right there at the corner section. The next one will be at the South Dade Community Center on School Street. As you go down School Street, the South Dade Fire Department's on its left. The original school is the community center's right there, and where the old ball field is, we're building the shelter to the back. These shelters, again, were purchased with federal funding that we matched 15% of the funding for these shelters with SPLOSH funds. And we do have the 2 sets of footers of these buildings done that you can see there. These buildings will be set in 4 sections at a time. These buildings will hold up to 265 people during a possible tornado situation. Again, these buildings will also be used for community meetings or anything that's needed. They will be readily available and unlocked. We'll be using newer technology to unlock them remotely, or we will be giving the passcode out during the time. As we all seen what we went through yesterday evening during the storms that were passing through. It's an odd time of the year for this, but we had severe thunderstorms roll through our area, and especially on the south end of our county. We had the areas that we were under a severe thunderstorm warning, and for a good part of the south of Rising Fawn area there, and we had a lot of different alerts go out, and we were monitoring the situation here at the Emergency Operations Center, and I think Hyperreach did go out and call nearly 233 something folks in those proposed areas. We also, during these storms, we also have 3 outdoor warning sirens. These sirens are really designed for outdoor activities, that if a storm or something pops up quickly, that it will alert you by sound, by annunciation of what it is, and asking you to seek shelter immediately. These only go off during a tornado warning. We have one located right here at the Dade County Administration Building between us and elementary school that covers a good bit of the downtown area of Trenton. The second one is located at the Dade County Sports Complex as well, next to the restrooms, beside the soccer and football field restrooms. And the third one is located at the Davis Elementary. That is also the third location of the shelter, which will be probably early spring next year before we get that finished, because we do have a lot of additional land work to do, getting a road built into the location, and parking lot that we're working with our school system. If you're, and all of you in the Davis community, if you know where Davis School Road is, which drives beside Davis Elementary, goes to the old football field area, which is now I think it's the Saddle Club Trailblazers area, where they do horse riding and events. At the bottom of what we call the bowl, where the playground is and the walking track for the community, it's going to be in that area just adjacent to the wood line, but we're going to be clearing out and making available. So it's a little bit more intense project, and we're working on it with we can due to weather constraints and the time of the year. Again, these sirens are in those locations, and are really made for high outdoor activities, because we know in certain times of the spring and these things can pop up quickly, and if you don't pay attention to the weather or not listen to the alerts, the main alert that we really need everybody to take advantage of is what you see there is called Hyperreach. We have it saying reach Dade County with Hyperreach. You can go to dadecounty-ga.gov. There's a link at the page of that, or you can use the website there, or the hyperlink that's listed right there on our page. This is an option to opt in if you want to be notified by email, by phone, by text. Most all of us have cell phones on us all the time. You put in your physical location where you live, the numbers and or the emails, and what type of alerts. If you want severe thunderstorm and or flooding alerts, it will let you know. We also use this tool if we need to call a specific area during an event of a possible lost child. We have had elderly folks with dementia or Alzheimer's that gets lost and they've wandered away. We can be at their house and we can draw radiuses from that address, or we can draw a specific polygon if we feel they've walked that way. During our 2016 brush fires that inhabited a head river area for 2+ weeks or more and all that, we use that to call ahead of where the smoke and fire was going to alert residents. So we can use it for multiple types of natural or man-made disasters and or alerts to you, but you have to take the time to call in to us at our dispatch center. If you're not sure, we'd be glad to help you. Or you can go to the website, log in. This is our main source of alerts. These alerts are triggered from the National Weather Service. As last night we received several messages that Carey and I were working with that I didn't get an alert, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. Again, if you look at the section of Dade County, it always reminds me of a slice of pizza or a slice of pie. When the National Weather Service drew the severe thunderstorm warning that was with us, this is an example of some of the areas that they will do. Now, this is an example of that, but they only drew a small section of Dade County from about Hannah Cemetery Road, or if you think of Rosafon United Methodist Church, south is where the area that got called. They based that because on HyperReach, you put in your physical E911 mailing address, and when the Weather Service draws that area around the part of our county, it grabs every address inside that polygon or that shape, and it calls. We were receiving, we got worried, but like I mentioned, we had 233 phone calls and 89 emails went out for the severe thunderstorm warning within the county of what we call South Dade and Rising Fawn from Trenton United Methodist, Rising Fawn United Methodist South, all the way up the mountain and Head River in areas up there, Gordon Forster. So a lot of folks called in, and once we explained that, but even though it is close to where you may have been, that's just where the most threat of the storm cell is. But we were all currently also under a tornado watch for several hours, which means conditions can be favorable up to several hours. And that's really the time to be acting. If you feel you're in an area or in a place that's not safe, you need to be contacting some friends or relatives, or we always have this building and or the Justice Building right beside us open all the time. This one usually locks after hours, but we can unlock it very quickly with the basement below us. We also have our HUD group with our churches and the communities, and shortly we'll have our community shelters that if you feel to the point and you want them, we will be making sure they're readily available for the public to come and be in. But this is, a time that we always have to prepare ourselves, our family, if there is something coming. And to the point where the severe thunderstorm was within us, people said, where do I need to go? I got several calls and some texts. If the severe thunderstorm is already happening, the best place to go is to the center of your home or where you're at. That is not the time to start moving to a point of refuge. So, we were giving a lot of this information out. It's also, quickly to see what the weather's doing with certain things of with our cell phones and things, but being prepared of what could happen at any time with us is one thing, and then we're doing what we can to make sure you're readily available. And as you can see, I believe Carey went live last night, and we stayed pretty late as we watch a couple hours ahead or more as the storms are coming to us, working with Huntsville National Weather Service, Birmingham National Weather Service, and Peachtree National Weather Service, and Morristown, Tennessee, if the storms come in from northeast. But we're in an area where there's 3 different National Weather Service boundaries are, and we are at some of the furthest points of where we are. So we really rely upon them. All the alerts from the apps, different apps that people use and things are based off the polygons that the Storm Prediction Center of National Weather Service and that is giving. Our local forecasters in Chattanooga, 3, 9, and 12, we watch them all. We had them all up last night listening and watching as well, as they know the area and use the radar that they have that we're actually watching as well to see what's there. One of the bigger keys that we look for and listen as emergency management is the emergency managers in the counties west of us in Alabama. And a lot of them were reporting things that we're concerned about that they see, National Weather Service sees, Storm Prediction Center sees, which also sees how they start producing these warnings and watches ahead of us. So there's a lot of storm spotters. We've held storm spotter classes, and that information that everybody gets into National Weather Service helps determine how this is. But I encourage everyone to look at HyperReach, take the time to go to dadecounty-ga.gov. There's a quick link as soon as you hit that HyperReach logo right there to take you to another page. fill out your information. It does work. It's immediate. It's something that we budget in every year to cover our county for unlimited amount of usage, and it's really something that is a lifesaver. And if you are having trouble with it, please do not hesitate to call Dade County 911, 706-657-4111. We will make sure that you're signed up completely and actually research it and make sure it's there. I believe we do have, with this weekend, we do have some continuing weather outlook this weekend. You notice when they list some of this, and you'll see us this weekend, we have a slight risk where it says 2 out of 5. They're looking at different from thunderstorms all the way up to a high impact. And our 2, we're in a slight risk, which is the yellow area that you see there listing all of northwest Georgia and northeast Georgia. Scattered severe thunderstorms possible. And even last night we were in a Hans, which means numerous severe thunderstorms. So even though the holidays are coming up, our office will not, the county will not be open for public tomorrow. We never stop. We're always here. We're monitoring the E911 and emergency management teams that you've seen some of us last night. We're always here monitoring what we feel to a point we were softly being here monitoring and working. But please just monitor this weather, because they are looking at the most Saturday afternoon into Saturday overnight is still the most likely for the threat, which is the hardest times. And we'll probably be here watching and updating ourselves through Dade County and Emergency Management Facebook. We also really work with Huntsville and Birmingham. Since we are in that trifecta area, they allow us to be involved with all of their weather updates and briefings and so we're really between 2 states and 3 National Weather Service offices that we try to keep everything up to date here for us and for our residents. Again, I hope everyone had a blessed and Merry Christmas, and we had the new year moving towards, and we are working continuously to do that. If you have any questions at any time, you can give us a call at that office at 706-657-4111, or any information, please contact us all the ways we have, and we'll be glad to help you. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Next, we'll hear from Dade County Executive Ted Rumley.
Good afternoon. That was a good report, Alex. A lot of information there. We can play this back, can't we, to listen to that and go piece by piece, because
we can.
A lot of information there in a short amount of time. But it's critical that people, understand how that warning works. A lot of people don't even know we got it. So that's
right.
It's really amazing.
Well, you were
Alex,
talking about that.
Did you go into detail? I was trying to do some stuff here, and explain to them how they can sign up for it. Did you tell them go through that? I mean,
Yes.
I think you probably did. If not, that's real critical.
Yeah, really simple off that link.
Off that link.
On our website.
Yeah.
And we shared the link in the comments.
And for people that don't, some people still don't have computers. They're not, they're whether elderly. If you call, like, or
657-4111.
4111, 6574, and they'll guide you through that.
We'll sign you up right
there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to have, be computer literate. So, because it's really important that you do that.
Yeah, and this morning on K, when you were talking about they used it for a lost child one time.
Yeah, he mentioned that. I told him about that incident over in Piney when that little fellow walked off, or whatever, and you have used it for some, like you said, some people that have dementia or that had kind of walked away from home.
Yeah, and our forest fires, lost children, several of us are able to do it quickly.
What amazed me though is over there, and I don't know what the smallest area, but you actually picked an area up of just like several hundred yards, or maybe a quarter of a mile there, or maybe less than that, and you actually pinpointed that, right? Mm-hmm. In other words, what is the smallest that you can do? I wonder what.
You can do as small as you want.
Small as you want.
Yeah, when we were doing the forest fires in 2016, we drew along the bluff where all the houses were as that fire was moving north. So we didn't call all the valley because it wasn't dangerous. So we worked with forestry and moved it to the path. Every day we called ahead so far. Because we
That's
were
amazing. I can do that. Yeah. Okay, I'll go in. I've got a few announcements here before we go into our COVID numbers, and they are going up. I'll tell you that right now. and they're going up fast, in the county. I don't know, it's amazing, the numbers, not just in our county, but Walker, all of our adjoining counties, Hamilton County. I mentioned the striping this morning, and Billy got a hold of those people. They should be finished if the weather will let them within the next 4 or 5 days on their striping, and also come back and put our reflectors up. Billy, our road crew will resume our patching of, they've got like a little bit over in Murphy Hollow, and they've got several roads throughout the county that while they're running the asphalt, we want to go ahead and try to get them prepped, through the winter, and, to make it on into summer and the spring when we start doing our main paving again. I had just a few calls about whether we've got plenty of salt and gravel. We have some people worry about that every year, but yeah, we're ready. If we get any winter action this weekend, our men's ready, and we've got a full crew, not quite a full crew, but we've got a lot of people that we've got 3 people that we've hired, so that puts us back to normal, pretty normal in our work detail. We did have a little ceremony up at the North Dade Fire and Rescue Station this past week. We honored Mr. J.C. and Betty Ayers that donated the land for the North Dade Fire Department, and also the big deal was David Parrish. We honored him with you might have watched the commission meeting a few months ago when we actually presented that plaque to him, made the presentation, and we did have it mounted on the building, and it was just a small thing, but it was really a special day. It had some of the Ayers family, the sons that were there, because Mr. Ayers and Miss Ayers had passed away, but David was there, and it was just a special day. Lamar, he did a good job. He did the presentation and all, and I read just our resolution that we did. So David Parrish, he really, it was for over 40 years. He'd been, I think it was 37 years, maybe around that 40 years. And that's a long time, for a person, to put a lot of their time in. It's all volunteer time. It's not paid. So if you see David Parrish, you live in the North End, or even if you don't, you need to, pat him on the back. And he also was a school board representative elected to that post. I think he served maybe 2 or 3 terms on that. Did a good job. So he's a good fellow. Tell you what. We will be closed tomorrow for in honor of, or to represent New Year's Day, and we'll be back in here Monday on January the 3rd. Vaccines, they haven't changed. We still are doing them downstairs by appointment, and they will take some walk-ins. Like I said this morning, you might have to wait a while, but if you just happen to spare the moment, that they'll try to accommodate you. And they're also doing the booster shots, and you need to actually, from what I understand, you've got from your last shot that you had, it's got to be, I think it's 28 days. Am I right?
It is.
Right out a month. Or they will not give you that booster shot. I know that from experience, because I couldn't get mine when I went down there, and I had to wait my 28 days. The testing locations have a lot of people, actually more people concerned with testing than we are the vaccine. We do have several places in the county. The health department does not do that. They're strictly dedicated to giving the vaccine. But we have primary health care, Lawson Medical, Price Pharmacy, the CVS Pharmacy. They are all, they will do that, but they do most of them accept the insurance card, or they'll charge you for it. I think it's right, the going rate's somewhere around $80, $90, I think, for a test. But we do offer in Northwest Georgia our regional health department, which that covers Dade, Walker, Catoosa, and I think Chattooga, they actually go to Rome, but Dade, Walker, Catoosa, the central area for us is over in Ringo. They're to Colonnade. They are doing free testing on Monday and Wednesday, and that's from 9 to 6 o'clock. So every Monday and Wednesday, and if you can wait, that long, you can go through there. It is a drive-through. You don't have to get out of your car, and it's a rapid test. So that might be the way out for you there. Moving into our report here, and as I said, our numbers are up, as are many counties. The last 2 weeks, we've had 63 positive, test positive, and that's in 14 days. Dade County, we've got 19 deaths that's happened since the beginning, and we had 78 hospitalizations. Carey, I think you said it was 41. Our last report, we were averaging like 41 is what we had.
We did.
So we went from 41, and now we're at 63 just for the 14-day report. Walker County, they've had 287 report positive in the last 2 weeks. That puts them up to 10,292 in Walker. Catoosa County, they've had 231 positive reports in the last 2 weeks. Chattooga, they've had 81 in the last 2 weeks. So, the numbers are going up. I'm not going to read all these, but, like Whitfield, they've had 446. Gordon County, 213. Floyd County, 604, just in 14 days. A month ago, those numbers were half that or less, way half, So, things are, whether it's the holidays, I don't know, but it's out there and it's happening. Moved to Hamilton County. In Hamilton County, they have 2,322 active cases as we speak. That puts them up to 69,172 since day one. They've had 65,960 that's recovered. They've had 900 deaths in Hamilton County. Marion County, they have 97 active cases. That puts them up to 6,086. They've had 5,879 recovered and 110 deaths. Grundy County, right now they have 41 active cases in Grundy County. That puts them 3,023 in Grundy. They've had 2,918 recoveries and 64 deaths in Grundy County, Tennessee. Moving to Alabama, in Jackson County, Alabama, their total numbers from the beginning is 10,587. But they've had 59 cases in the last 7 days, not 14 days, in the last 7 days. DeKalb County, they've had 127 positive cases. That's Fort Payne area down in there, 127 positive cases in the last 7 days. That puts their top number as 13,460 in DeKalb County. Now, in the state of Georgia, over the whole state, and we're talking about, a lot of counties, but just since yesterday, in 24 hours, as of noon today anyway, we've had 13,834 confirmed positive cases of COVID in the state of Georgia, and that's a lot. We thought we were moving the other way there just a month or so ago, and that shows you what this is doing, what this the variant's doing. Tennessee, now they've had. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. They've had 10,193 new cases. And that's in 7 days too, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, that's in the state of Tennessee. So, what I'm getting at, it's just, you just need to be careful where I know I've started wearing my mask more now than ever, and try to use your own judgment there as far as your distances from people. If you're in a strange area, you're in a closed area, funeral, wedding, or whatever, just be cautious, because it's out there, it's real. Whether you want to get vaccinated or not, that's your business, but try to protect yourself and protect your children. And who got any questions? Okay. Appreciate everyone, watching. Hope this is informative to you. If you need, if I can answer any questions for you, my number is 423-667-8999. Feel free to call me or any of our commissioners. We'll be glad to talk to you and try to help you in any way we can. So, unless we need, we'll actually be back if we need to, if our weather gets bad over the weekend or whatever. Like Carey said a while ago, and it is true, you're never left alone as far as someone to talk to. My number, I do answer my phone. Carey's easy to get a hold of. We have our website up and running. But, feel free if you have questions. I had people call me last night when everything was going on, and, like what shelter is open? Do we have a shelter open? That question about the south end, where does the line start at, and that was pretty good. I'm glad Alex said that, because it did show that starting right there around the Methodist Church south, that's where it's at. And had any other part of our county been taken, as far as any warning, bam, it shoots it. It's amazing the modern technology. But anyway, just give us a call if we can help you, and if everything goes smooth, we'll see you next week about the same time.